Oh man, I love this film so much. I mean, I've said it to you a couple of times. I was speaking to someone else saying it. It is like somewhere between Dead Poets Society.
Leave, Mr. Keating.
But it wasn't his fault.
Sit down, Mr. Anderson. One more outburst from you or anyone else.
And The Breakfast Club.
Eat my shorts.
You just bought yourself another Saturday, mister.
Crushed.
And maybe a few other things mashed in. You get the Holdovers.
I can't fail this class.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, Mr. Coates. I truly believe that you can.
So it takes place in 1970. It's in this sort of what we call a public school, which they don't in America. It's a private school. But there's always a certain amount of kids that have to stay at the school over Christmas for one reason or another. They're known as the Holdovers. They're being holed over at the school. And of course, the whole school's going to shut down, but you have to leave one of the teachers behind to keep an eye on them all, look after them. And that's the basic setup of it. So you've got about 5 young lads that are having to stay for one reason or another. Paul Giamatti is this unpopular history teacher they all hate because he's just like that type of teacher that, oh God, he's given them all terrible grades because his standards are so high, he's not letting anybody off. He's had to stay with them because another teacher has told the faculty that his mother's ill, which he isn't. He's a total bastard. So obviously Paul Giamatti gets shafted and he has to stay over. And there's also another character who is the cook at the school. She's played by Divine Joy Randolph. And so she's there as well. So there's these 5 lads, there's Paul Giamatti, there's her, and they've all got to stay in this place over Christmas. And he's like doling out homework to them and chores and all this, and they're like, what the hell, this is getting worse and worse. And then to compound things, one of the lads' father turns up in a helicopter out of nowhere and offers to take, as well as his own son, all the other boys with him, to a skiing holiday over Christmas, and gets them out of it. And there's one that gets left behind, isn't there? Because they just can't contact his parents. And therein, the story begins because he's asked to stay on his own with Paul Giamatti and Divine, and he obviously doesn't want to. But then we kind of get this relationship building between the 3 of them, and particularly him and Giamatti, and they go off on an adventure and all sorts. And yeah, I wouldn't want to say too much more because it would spoil it, but what a brilliant film. Alexander Payne, great filmmaker, about Schmidt, Sideways, all these kind of stuff he's done over the years, really great films. This, I think, is his best film. It's totally done as if it was made in 1970. Because I noticed even the Miramax ident at the start, they retrofied it. Because that company didn't even exist back then, but they made it look as if it did. They used the old Universal logo from the old days and everything, and I was just like, this is brilliant. And the music in it was wonderful as well. Very much of that time, that sort of folky ballad kind of music going on, acoustic guitar in the background. Beautiful cinematography, a whole shitload of laughs. I was loving it. I had a massive smile on my face all the way through this film. You tell me your thoughts on it.
Well, I think exactly that. I mean, Giamatti was fantastic, and Davine, as we said, Dominic Sessa, who plays the young lad who stays, brilliant performance, really believable, really thoughtful performance, really. As you say, it has all them. It evokes all those films, and Ferris Bueller was another one that came to my mind.
Bueller.
Something like Planes, Trains and Automobiles also came to my mind as well.
All right, you son of a bitch, this is my cab. Ow!
It's that kind of cinema it's evoking, and it does that, as you say, through the look as well. They did all the idents at the beginning, the look of the film. They put that grain on it, put that colour palette on it, so it really gets you into that period, which is really really interesting. But it's also a very modern film in its making.
Absolutely. I thought I had a lot to say on that level of talking about entitlement and how some of the boys are shown to just not have any idea at all about how the rest of the world works beyond their own entitled upbringing. They're all rich kids. You know, they've got a silver spoon in their mouth, shades of racism coming in from one of them. So that's sort of covered in it as well.
It was very powerful, and you know, because Giamatti's character is so principled, and he's taking that down to the lads and stuff. It all works out, but of course you then find out some of the things that Giamatti's character's got in his back pocket, which come out between them, and it makes a really interesting dynamic. The bit where they actually go into the city, and that whole sequence was my favourite part. There's lots of stuff in there which I won't spoil, but it's very interesting because things flip round and things turn, and it's just very well written. And you do at the end have a real smile on your face, and you go, that was a really nice journey to go on. Yeah, it's a really great film, very worthy of nomination. The eye special effect on Giamatti as well is very special.
He's brilliant. It was his role of a lifetime. And to sum it up, a film with heart. And that's what we're lacking nowadays when people talk about, oh, the old films are better, the old films were much, you know, when you talk about Dead Post Society or Planes, Trains and Automobiles or, you know, even further back than that. That's what Payne managed to do with this one, is create a film with heart. It's like an old-fashioned film made today. It was very much, a modern period film. Yeah. I'd say my favourite on that list. I don't think it will win, but I would love to see it if it did.
So you got kicked out of Harvard for cheating?
No, I got kicked out of Harvard for hitting him.
You hit him? What, like punched him out?
Nope, I hit him with a car.
Thanks very much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. The best way to support our channel is by giving us a like and subscribing. Other ways to support us include buymeacoffee.com or become a patron over on patreon.com. This video is also sponsored by funkytshirts.co.uk, so check out their website for a whole range of cool and funky t-shirt designs. All the links are in the description.